I was 8 years old when it happened. I went to school as I usually do, and it started off like any regular day. This day, however, turned out to be anything but that. I was in class when my teacher got a call for me to head to the office. As I walked through the doors to find out what was going on, I could see 2 police officers and a sharply dressed woman named Joanne. I would later find out Joanne would be my caseworker. I had no idea at that moment that life as I knew it was never going to be the same. Joanne took me from school to the police station as if I had done something wrong. I was not allowed contact from anyone I knew. Everything that I identified with gone in a moment. I'm about to go through one of the most devastating experiences of my life alone. While the story I have shared with you is fictional, the situation is not. Currently, there are 424,000 children in the foster care system, with more than 122,000 ready to be adopted. Permanency issues in the foster care system cause further trauma and could prevent children from succeeding as adults. Adoption from foster care is a great choice that benefits everyone involved. I'd like to talk to you about how a child's mental health and education can benefit from adoption. Then I would like to explain how a parent who adopts a foster care child can benefit by adopting siblings and the savings that foster care would grant them. The first and most important benefit of adoption for foster care children is that they are likely to have better mental health in a stable home. Pulling a child from his or her home may keep them from being abused or neglected, but it also can destroy family bonds that they may have had. Studies show that children who experience attachment disruptions from their caregiver can develop mental health issues. The National Conference of State Legislators state that up to 80% of children in foster care have significant mental health issues, compared to 18 to 22% of the general population. While foster care is the obvious first choice of alternative care, it should not be long-term. Multiple placements and temporary homes are common in foster care. Advancements in research suggests that connecting a child to a permanent living situation can reduce the severity of or prevent occurrence of negative mental health outcomes. Books written by Carl Bursch, who is an adolescent psychiatrist, and Elizabeth Howell, who is a faculty member of the National Institute for the Psychotherapy's Trauma Studies program, support the idea of therapeutic relationships. Mental health is not the only major issue that adopting a child from foster care could resolve. Education is also an important factor as to whether a person would succeed. Children in the foster care system could benefit by having better academic progress. For a long time, the foster care system has failed to recognize the inequality that foster children face regarding education. According to the National Foster Youth Institute, only 50% of children in foster care will graduate high school, and 3% will graduate from a 4-year college. There have been attempts at addressing this issue, but to no avail. A letter from the Department of Education and Administration for Children and Families states that children in foster care have not been afforded enough compliance with the Fostering Connections Act. To summarize the letter, foster children have not been able to continue educational goals because placements with caregivers have been far away from their school of origin. A new foster placement often comes in hand with enrolling to a new school. When these children start over, they could lose any academic progress that was made. Children are less likely to miss days in a permanent home environment, allowing them to succeed. While adoption most certainly benefits the child, we should also look into experiences that parents have when adopting. Private adoptions compared to foster care adoptions can alter those experiences. I'd like to explain how foster care adoption benefits outweigh private adoptions. Parents can benefit from foster care adoptions because they can expand the size of their family more conveniently with siblings. Sometimes people wait too long to have the large family that they have always dreamed about. Men and women in the United States have held off pregnancy due to economic reasons, and most people know that women have a window of fertility. Although fertility rates are not part of my speech, it is a major cause for parents to choose to adopt. Information on cdc.gov states women or their partners who have ever used infertility services are 10 times more likely than women or their partners who have not used infertility services to have adopted children. Couples who have waited for their big family dream to come true can do so more conveniently by adopting siblings. In foster care adoptions, you are more likely to have an option to take home siblings than you would with private adoptions. If you are unfamiliar with private adoption, the typical situation is a pregnant mother will choose parents to give the child to at the time of birth. In addition to creating a ready-made family, children who have siblings with them thrive better. According to childwelfare.gov, keeping sibling groups together helps children maintain emotional stability, and they are more likely to adapt to their new home. On a lighter note, there are monetary benefits to adopting a foster care child versus a private adoption. Parents can benefit monetarily by adopting an older child. The United States is not new parent friendly. A study conducted by UNICEF shows that out of 41 countries, the United States ranked last in terms of family-friendly policies, meaning we have 0 paid leave for new mothers and fathers, and we don't even have data on enrollment for childcare. Parents often go back to work before they are ready or risk losing their job altogether. In my personal experience as a mother, I was not able to find suitable childcare for infants under 6 months old. The age of your children could mean the difference of whether you need to put your future on hold or not. Fortunately, for parents who want a family and a career, the foster care system could connect them with a child that satisfies their concerns. Most children waiting to be adopted from the foster care system are of school age. Other great benefits are that parents can skip out of buying diapers or formula, and foster care adoption is free. So far, I've talked about how adoption from the foster care system could benefit children by their mental health and education. Then I talked about how it could benefit parents by family size and savings. While that is very informative, I'd like to conclude this speech with an ending to the story that I told at the beginning of the speech. We realized after years of trying to conceive a child that it wasn't an option. It didn't matter if the child was biologically ours, so we decided to try the Foster to Adopt program. It finally happened. It's been 6 months since I've been working with Joanne and getting to know my foster child, Hope. As we drive home from court for the last time, I see her little head full of hair bobbing up and down in the back window. We get home, and out of nowhere, Hope gives me a hug, and I can feel her fears and anxiety melt away. I decide to show her a surprise I've worked on for months. As I walk into the room with my 8-year-old daughter, she spots a handmade picture I hung on the wall especially for this moment. In a soft voice, I hear her read the words, "You are wanted, you are chosen, you are loved, you are adopted."